Scenic Hotel Group, a place to stay no matter your staycation. From the Legacy Collection, Scenic Hotels, Suites and Resorts, and Heartland Hotels. Find your place to stay at scenichotelgroup.co.nz.
Let's bring in our regular Australian correspondent, Adam Peacock, out of codesports.com.au. Great to chat as always, Adam. I know you've been covering the tennis fairly heavily for Code Sports. Week one of the Australian Open coming to an end. Before the tournament even started, we had the withdrawal, the pre-tournament withdrawal of Nick Kyrgios. I mean, how gutting was this for fans, for him, for organisers, and I guess for the broadcasters as well?
Mainly the last one, a massive blow for the broadcast ratings and the fans that attend the event. They buy their tickets a few months ago and think, oh yeah, I'll try and organise it this way. That I'll go this night and get Nick as a ticket. But no, it didn't happen, unfortunately. But that's the nature of the sport. And yeah, the tournament as a whole, in terms of what it needs to be this year, which overriding importance is to be financially stable, because the last couple of years they've done their backsides really when it comes to the bottom line because of COVID and having restrictions on fans. So this year they needed to get as many people through the gate, and they still have. It's just, it took a little bit of the kind of headline ability, headline making ability away, obviously, from the tournament. And TV ratings, you're right, Channel 9 over here would have been absolutely mortified with no Kyrgios to promote.
Well, we lost Kyrgios pre-tournament. We come into the first weekend of the men's singles, and we've already lost the top two seeds. Rafa Nadal, who succumbed to injury. Casper Ruud, the second seed, is also out. Which of those was more surprising?
And last year's finalist as well, Daniil Medvedev, is gone as well. I'd actually put Medvedev as the most surprising. I thought he'd make a really deep run here. Ruud, very good player, but hasn't won a Grand Slam. He's made a couple of finals, maybe just a little underdone. And Nadal, look, unfortunately, he's been battling injury for the last 12 months. Not so much niggles, but major problems which somehow haven't hindered him totally. So, but Medvedev last night against Seb Korda, I was surprised at that. That was the biggest surprise. But yeah, I think we're going to end up with something new and fresh, because I'm not convinced Novak Djokovic is going to get through the 2 weeks.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. You've read my mind on my next question. I've got here, is the way clear for him now? Of course, there's Stefanos Tsitsipas, the third seed as well. Why do you say that about Novak?
Oh, he's got this leg problem. And talking to a couple of the journos who know him backwards, who follow his career and have done for a very long time from Serbia, they say he's not putting this on. He's absolutely in all sorts of pain. So, well, not all sorts of pain, but to be what he wants to be on a tennis court, he's in a bit of pain and in a bit of trouble. So, I'm guessing and it is a guess because Novak doesn't say anything. I'm guessing it's a hammy tendon, I think. So it's not the actual hamstring itself, but it's the tendon area around that I reckon is inflamed, and he did it in Adelaide, and I don't know how he gets through all the way to the final. 5-set matches. He's just going to have to play some extraordinary matches, and he's finding it hard with his backhand. So yeah, I think he's in a bit of strife. So
is it Tsitsipas then? Is he most likely?
Well, he's favourite, but I wouldn't, he hasn't broken through yet, so he's most likely. He's playing very, very well, but just takes on any given day, like we saw last night with Seb Korda, to rock up and play the match of your life. And that's what makes these things so hard to win, and makes it even more extraordinary that three blokes in the last 20 years have won 63 of them together, in Nadal, Federer and Djokovic. But yeah, Tsitsipas would be favourite, and he is playing well, but do you totally trust him given that he hasn't done it before? No.
I had an early start yesterday morning here in New Zealand, got into work about 5 a.m. local time, flicked on the TV and there was tennis on. It was Andy Murray against Thanasi Kokkinakis, and I just sort of had half an eye on it, thought, this is a replay. And it took me a little while to work out, actually, no, this is live. It was 3 a.m. over there, and then they play for another hour. 4 a.m. What's going on?
It was just one of those things, like the schedule that day, because they have 3-day matches. And if that goes into the night, that bumps back the start of the night session. And then if the first women's match isn't exactly quick, that bumps back. But it's pretty hard to schedule. It's going to make something out of the box on the schedule if one of the matches goes nearly 6 hours, and that's what happened. So they just couldn't kill each other off. And Andy Murray is just an extraordinary athlete. So it's they're competent a bit over here, the organisers, for the scheduling. But I mean, even if they put him on at 7 o'clock, the match would have ended at 2:45. So what? I don't know what the answer is. So I mean, he's on at 7 o'clock tonight. There's no guarantee that he won't be done at 3 o'clock in the morning again.
Well, he's had a couple of. That's 2 long 5-setters he's had now. He must be a bit tired.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I should have said if he got on at 9 the other night, which would have been a more reasonable. He got on at stuff 10. So, but yeah, I don't know how he backs up, and he's playing Roberto Bautista, who's a Spanish guy who just makes rallies long and punishing. So I don't know how he gets through tonight, seriously.
All right, we'll look out for that. Just before you go, one other piece of news that caught my eye yesterday, Australian Rugby Union player Kurtley Beale has been arrested over an alleged sexual assault at a Bondi hotel late last year. Do we know any more about this?
Yeah, it's a police matter, so it's probably the same over there as it is over here. The details are you have to not dance around the details. You don't know the full detail because it's a police charge, but understand it's from a night out at December 17 down at Bondi. Happened in a pub. Toilet was involved, so he's alleged to have got in there and has been accused of all kinds of things. So really. That's a horrible story, actually. So I don't know what happened, but he got pulled over yesterday driving his car and arrested. So, he's at the moment got a few things on his plate, Kurtley, and hopefully the law just clears it up and not clears the case, you know what I mean? Hopefully the law gets to the bottom of it and what has actually happened happens and is adjudicated accordingly. But, not the kind of thing that Eddie Jones probably wanted on his plate at the end of the week. But if something has happened like this, you got to go hard at it.
Indeed. We'll keep an eye on developments. Always appreciate your time, Adam. Thanks indeed. We'll catch up again next Saturday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Piney.